Welcome. Welcome back to Teacher Law Class, Survey of Math series. And now we'll be talking about Chapter 2, and this is Part 5. And I believe that you have watched Part 1 until Part 4, and it is kind of easy, right? However, in Part 5, it try to mix up everything that you learned in Part 1 to Part 4. Okay? So don't worry, we have tips here and we know how to tackle it. Okay, so just give you a great idea. From what we have learned in part 1 to part 4, usually we learn that A intersect B is equal to what? Or maybe A union B is equal to what? Or maybe C prime is equal to what? However, in part 5 here, performing set operations will combine those things. For example, A intersect B, I might combine with a parenthesis and a complement. Okay, parenthesis just means that the whole thing. Okay, or I might just put here A prime union B, or in a worst case I might put A intersect B prime union C with a parenthesis from here to here. I mean, this is inside. So yeah, there's so many things that make it complicated, but don't worry. Okay, so let's try to tackle it now. Okay, and you remember when we face those questions, example like this kind of questions, we will try to break it one by one. Means that in order to make it in this way, we need to know that you need to know A first, then you need to know what is B first, and you tackle A union B, and you need to know that there's A union B prime. Or in another way, if example I have A prime union B intersect B prime, remember, first you need to know what is A and what is B. And usually this is given by the questions. And from there, we will transfer what is A become what A prime, and A prime and B will make it B prime, and A prime and B prime, and that is what we will find the intersection. Okay, so that's the idea. Okay, break those steps into one by one. Okay, so let's try to see first. Okay, look at the question and we can try to understand more. Okay, just for information, these notes will not be looking at it first, and it will be helping you on the next page. Okay, so let's look at the question. The universal set is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it is given that A is equal to 1, 3, 7, 9, and B is equal to 3, 7, 8, 10. So first thing, it asks you, find the complement of A union B. So for this kind of questions, just don't worry first, okay? We'll do the things inside the parenthesis first, okay? A union B. So look at here, A union B complement. It is given your A is given your B. So what you need to do is you need to find A union B first, then you find the complement of A union B. Okay, so we will write here A union B. So what is A union B? A union B just means that all the elements in A and B. Okay, so look at here. We have 1, 3, 7, 9. 3, 7, 8, 10. Remember, we doesn't take the repeating number again. Okay, we just take once. So we write 1, 3, 7, and I know we'll take 9, but we just make it in sequence. So 8, 9, and 10. 1, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. And next, then we find what is A union B and the whole thing complement. How we know? We know that all the elements in U but not in A union B. So we can try to compare this both of this. It is 1 here, 3, 3, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, and 10. So why we are cutting off? Because we are searching of the elements that in U but it's not in A union B. So from this, you can get the result that it is 2, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 2, 4, 5, 6 only left. And that is your complement of A union B. That's all for this A. And for B, remember A prime intersect B prime. Oh, don't be amazed by that, okay? We start searching for what is A prime first, find what is B prime, then we find the intersection. Just like the step here, on the right side here. A prime, B prime, then find what is A prime intersect B prime, okay? So, what is A prime here? Okay, so let me just erase this one so that it will not confuse us. Okay, so A prime, things that is not in A, that is called A prime. So 1, 3, 7, 9. So let's cut it off. 1, 3, 7, 9. So if we cut 1, 3, 7, 9 out, it will left 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10. Okay, and now we find what is B prime. B prime is JT 3, 7, 8, 10. So let me remove 8, 3, 7, 8, 10. Okay, so remove 3, remove 7, remove 8, remove 10. So what is B prime is 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 9. Okay, so now we found A prime, we found B prime, and the last step, we need to find A prime intersect B prime. So what is intersect means? Intersect means the things that happens in both A prime and B prime. So now you can write A prime intersect B prime is equal to, so fine, what's in between here? We have 2, we have 4, we have 5, we have 6. And now we know A prime intersect B prime is 2, 4, 5, and 6. That's all. So it's kind of easy, right? As long as we look at the questions, we do it step by steps, then it doesn't have any problem. Okay, let's look at the second questions here. U is equal to A, B, C, D, E. The set A is equal to BC, and set B is equal to BCE. And now find A union B prime. Okay, again the same questions asking you to find A union B prime. So try. What is your A? Your A is BC. Your B is BCE. So if now they ask you, what is your A union B? What is your A union B? It will be B, C, and E. Remember, we are not taking the repeating elements two times. Okay, we take one time only. And now once we find A, U, B, we need to find what's the complement of it. So the complement of it is, look at the compare with the U, B, C, E. So the leftover is A and D. That's all for this one. Easy, right? It's not that hard, although it looks confusing at first. Okay, and now let's continue. The next question, A prime intersect B prime. So now, of course, we need to first find the A prime. A prime. So A prime is what? When it B and C is cut it off, the leftover is A, D, and E. So it is A, D, and E. How about B prime? B is BCE. So we cut it B, we cut it C, we cut it E. And the leftover is A and D. And now find the intersection of A prime and B prime. So intersection means that you need to find the common thing. So you can see A, D, and D. So now you know is A prime intersect B prime is equal to A and D. Okay, that's all. You're done for this one. And now let's look at the third questions here. U, given U, means universal set, is equal to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And A is equal to 5, 6, 8, 9, 12, 14, 15. And B is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now, the first question asking, find A prime. So A prime, I think is kind of easy. So you just need to cut it off from the U. So 5, 6, 8, 9, 12, 14, 15. And we can write A prime is equal to 7, 10, 11, 13, and that's all. Done. And the second question. Find the intersection of A intersect B. A intersect B. So, what is common in A and B? A intersect B. So, does 8 have 5? No. Does 8 have 6? No. Does B have 5? Does B have 6? No. Does B have 8? Yes. So we can write A 8. Does B have 9? Yes. Does B have 12? Yes. Does B have 14? Yes. So the answer will be 8, 9, 12, and 14. And C, it says A union B. So A union B. So what is in A and what is in B? All of the elements. So you can write 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, here 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, anything miss? 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yes, that's all. And the last, A prime intersect B. So what is A prime? We found it, right? A prime here. Okay, look at here, A prime. And what is B? Your B is here. So now we need to find the intersection. So what is common in between these both? Does it have 7 here? No. Does it have 10 here? Yes. 10, 11, and 13. So now we can say that it is A prime intersect B is equal to what? Is equal to 10, 9, 10, 11, and 13. That's so. Okay? Kind of easy. And now, look at this question. The fourth question. Rennie class has a fish tank. It contains a variety of small fish, each with different appearance. So A, fish B, fish C, fish D, fish E, fish F, fish G, fish H. And now complete the table, then sort into Venn diagram. So the Venn diagram is given here, and now you need to find the category. So the category big A, capital A means that fish with pattern. Capital B, which means that dark fish. So now let's try to find what are those fish with patterns. Okay, so we can see A with lines, so it's a pattern. And we can see B no, C no, it's just a plain color. And D is a pattern, dot pattern. E has a pattern. F no, G no, or G yes, G have a small patterns here. And H is just a plain color. And now, duckfish is under B category. So B, A, no duckfish. B, yes, B. C, no white color. D is duckfish. E, F, G, H. So H is the duckfish. And now we need to sort it into the Venn diagram. And remember, when we sort into the Venn diagram, always we'll try to put the one intersect first. Okay? So A, D, E, G, B, D, H. So what is in common? The answer is D. So now we'll put D first. And we'll fill in the rest. A. In the category of A, or we can say set A, we have A, D, E, G. So D is inside here, and the others, if it is not inside, then it will be outside. So A, D, E, G. And for duckfish, B, D, H. So B, D, H. Okay? Do we still have others? Others that is not in the categories? Let's try to check out. A, we have A. B, we have B. C, oh, C. C is not part of a pattern, it's not a duckfish. So we can put outside C. D, we have D, E, E, F. Oh, we didn't have F. So we can put outside F. G, G, H, H. And now we have completed this Venn diagram. Okay, so just give yourself a 5 or 10 seconds to stop and try to do a small revision. Okay, 10 seconds. Okay, so before I go to the next page, let me just do a quick revision on this one. Notes, steps rule. So before that, let me just ask you, when we do algebra or do arithmetic, most of the times that we will face the sequence of operations. Okay, so we learn that when we do arithmetic, first thing we need to do is do the parenthesis first. Second thing, we do the exponents, something like square, cube, the power of 4. Then next, we do the multiplication and division. Next, we do plus and minus, or addition and subtraction. And when we face multiplication division at the same question, for example, 4 divided by 2 times 3, we need to always do from the left to the right. Means that in this case, we will 4 divided by 2, which is 2, 2 times 3, which is 6. We cannot do this first. Okay, we cannot do the back first. Okay, always from left to the right. And it happens also in plus and minus, in addition and subtraction. Okay, and the same thing here. In this is arithmetic sequence of operations, and also it happens also the same thing in set operation. We must do the parenthesis first, then we'll do the complement first, or we say prime, then we do intersect or union. And of course, intersect or union, which one we will do first, it depends that which one is on the left, which one is on the right. We will do the left first, then we do the right. Okay, so there's a sequence of operation in set. Okay, and what is important of knowing this one is because and the next item we'll be doing it by shading, and this is important things to know. And just a quick thing we need to know is that, remember, when you see intersect, you need to understand it means that only included. When we talk about union, we need to know that it means that included all of. Okay, intersect means what? Again, intersect means only included. and union, it means included all of. Okay, just remember now. Okay, and now we need to start doing shade the region. Okay, let me just write down the steps here. Steps, parenthesis, the complement, intersect and union, then left to right. Okay, and we need to remember that intersect means only included and union means included all of. Okay, so now we got the tips here, and now we should start. So now it is given that 3 examples, so let's look at it together first. Now here says that P intersect R prime. So it looks actually easy when we deal with numbers and it listed down the roster method. However, in this case, how you know that it should shade this region? Okay, so let's look at this one. P intersect R prime. Usually the question will give you the shapes and you need to shade it. R prime. Look at here. Steps. The first thing when you do is the parenthesis. Second is prime, and third is the intersect or union sign. Since this question doesn't have the parenthesis, of course we'll do the prime first. So R prime. What is R prime? R prime is the things that is not including R. So it means that it's within U, but it's not in R. So which means that it will be outside here. Okay? Remember that I didn't put the sign U, but U is here. Okay? The box is the U. Okay? Let me just erase. It shouldn't be inside R. Okay? And this is R prime. Remember we are doing step by step. R prime. Then R prime, the leftover is intersect P. Remember, intersect P means what? Only included P. Means that out of the R prime, I only want intersect P, which means that I need to erase those region that is not in P. So I need to erase those region that is not in P. Okay? Erase. So can you see? When we erase, the answer is this region. And that's all. Okay? Is it easy? R prime means that you need to include, you need to shade everything that is not in R. Then it says intersect P means that out of that region, you need to only include P. And you might ask, why don't we shade this one? We didn't shade this one because just now R prime told us that not to touch R. Okay, that's why we didn't shade it. So let's look at the questions here. Q prime. So Q prime means that we need to shade everything out of that is not inside the Q. So let's shade Q prime. So you shade everything here. Q prime. And next, which one should we do first? Intersect P or intersect R? Remember, Q prime. Then we need to do the one on the left first, which is intersect P. Intersect P1. Intersect P means include only P. Means that out of this region, I only need to include P. So I need to erase everything that is not in P. Okay. Okay. And the next step, what's the next step says? Next step says intersect R. Intersects R means what? Only include, out of this region, only include R, which means that I need to erase the others that is not in R. So R is this region, right? Only include R. So I need to erase the region that is not in R. And that is the answer. So is it okay? Q prime means the region outside of Q, and intersect P means out of this region only intersect P, only included P, and out of that region again you need to only include R, and that is how it works. So let's look at the next question here. P question here. P intersect Q union R with a parenthesis. So now it appears parenthesis. So parenthesis always is the first step we need to do. So Q union R. So Q union R. So we need to do shade. Q union R. Union means include everything. So Q union R. Okay. So it shouldn't be outside of the region. Okay, just write it down nicely. Q union R. And next one, the next step says that what? We're done with this one. And it says intersect P. Means that out of this region, you only included the P. Remember, intersect means only included. So out of this region, you only included the one in P. So then you remove the others. And that's it. That's it. So is it easy? Kind of easy, right? And now, we need to try the questions for the following. P intersect R. So P intersect R. What is P intersect R? P intersect R means every region that P and R touches. The region that P and R touches. So it will be here and here. That's all. You might ask, hey, how about the Q? Q is not in the equation. No, I doesn't care about Q. Because it says P intersect R means that I will shade that region. No matter Q is here or suddenly there's another STU here. No, I don't care. I just shade the region that P and R touches at the same time. And let's look at the next one. P prime intersect R. Remember, our step is we must do the prime first. So P prime means that the region that is not in P. So I need to shade all here. Okay. Just assume that I shaded everything. And I didn't go within the region P. Okay, it shouldn't have. Okay, and now here's continue says that P prime, okay, done, and intersect R. Intersect R means what? Out of this region, I only intersect R, only included R. So means that I need to erase the region that doesn't touches R. Okay, so the answer is this. This is the region that I doesn't touches R. I didn't touch R. I mean only touch, yeah. The others I have cleaned. And this is the region that only touches R. Out of that region. Okay, then done. Let's try the next question. P intersect Q and a parenthesis union R. Remember, we always do the P intersect Q first because there's a parenthesis. Okay, So we will shade P intersect Q. So it will be here. And you might ask, hey, why? Why we have intersect this region? This is region R. I doesn't care about R because P intersect Q, I will shade the region that P and Q touches at the same time. Okay? And now we done P intersect Q, and now just now we always talk about intersect, right? Intersect here, and the previous. And now it talks about union R. What should I do with union R? Remember, union R here says that what? Union means included all of. Here means included all of the R. Means that here I need to fill up all of the R. That's all. Okay, so if you notice, for this one intersect, we will always use eraser, and for this we will use our pencil to fill it up. Okay, then that's all. This is the answer. Union R means fill up all the region in R. Okay, kind of easy, but let's try the next one. 11. R prime. R prime means the region that is not inside R. So we go around R and we will shade outside. Okay, because not inside R, right? I believe it's kind of easy. We doesn't care about P and Q when we are shading. Why? Because it talks about R prime. We only care about R. And the next question, Q prime union R. Q prime. Well, of course, we'll do the prime first. And Q prime means that we need to shade everything outside of Q. Okay, this is Q, so I will shade it. Shade. In exam, if you possible, try to just make it nice. You can just shade it with a light color, no need to shade deep dark color, okay? Because you need to erase it, right, somehow. And next, Q prime, and here say that union R. What does it mean by union R? Union R means that you need to fill up. Union means what? Include all of the R, and you include R. You see, Q prime, union R, include all of the R. So you need to include all of the R. This is the whole thing R, right? And you're done. And you say, hey, how about the middle? Just now it says that Q prime, right? But later on it says that union R. You need to include all the things, including the R. So I will fill it up the Q part. Okay. And let's look at the 13. Question 13. P union Q intersect R prime. So P intersect Q. What is P intersect Q? P intersect Q is this region. Right. Intersect R prime. Intersect is what? Intersect means that you need to include only the R prime region. So what is your R prime region? Your R prime region is outside of R. That means other things that is not outside of R, you remove. So you remove. That's all. You might be confused. Let me show you one more time. P intersect Q means that it's this region. But here and the next step, it says that intersect R prime. Intersect R prime means only out of this region, only include R prime. R prime is the two places outside of R. And outside of R, you doesn't have any shadings for you to remain in. And it says R prime, which means that you need to remove the things inside the R2. Okay? I hope you understand. So this question basically means you don't need to shade anything. Okay? Let's look at the last few questions here. Here says P prime. P prime means the region outside of P. Okay? In exam, if you don't want to shade, you can just like this. Just draw a line. Okay. Make sure it doesn't touch us P. P prime. Okay. And the next question here says P intersect Q prime. So remember, Q primes means the region outside of Q. So Q is this region. Okay. And say in Q prime intersect P means that only include the place that it touches B. Out of this region, only include the place that touches B. So I can remove the things outside of P. Okay. That's so. Okay. It's kind of easy, right? These questions. But in exam, you can try to just try to add up. Don't make it doesn't look nice. Okay, good. And the last question for this type of questions. P union R, the whole thing complement union complement. Union Q complement. Okay. Of course, we do the parenthesis first, which is P union R prime. P union R. P union R prime. P union R is this region right here. Okay, let me just show you. P union R is this region and this region, P union R. And now the question says that you need to shade the region that P union R prime means that the region that is not blue color, which is the region that you need to shade. So let me just shade this color. I will remove the blue color later on, okay? Just make you can see it. Okay, green color is the region that we need to shade. Okay, and the blue color we remove it now because it says complement, so we doesn't want to include it. And now the question says union Q prime. So union Q prime means that, you remember, union in this case means that it include all of the places that are not Q. Means that you need to include all the places that are not Q. So this is Q, this is still within Q, and this is not Q. So you will highlight it. And that's all. You finish the questions. How was it? I believe it's somehow okay, but it might take some time for you to digest. Okay, feel free to pause the video to take a rest, and we will just continue 2 more questions here. Okay, let's take a 10-second rest. Okay, so this question, look at it here. So in the class of 34 students, so you see, if they say in the class of 34 students, it means that U is equal to 34. Okay, there's 34 people here. And here says 19 like to drink tea, 4 like to drink coffee, and 3 drinks both coffee and tea. Now the question asks you, draw a Venn diagram to show this information. And B, how many students do not drink coffee or tea? So when you look at these questions, remember that these kinds of questions are the questions that will come out in your exam. Okay? So let's draw a Venn diagram. Venn diagram. There's a circle here, and there's a circle here. Okay, one is tea, one is coffee. Why there's an intersection here? Because here says that there are 3 persons that drink both coffee and tea. Okay, and tea, I mean. And remember, these questions is not talking about the elements. That's been what we did before is like 3, 12, 17, then another box, something. These are called elements. But now this one is directly tell you that there's how many elements inside. It just tell you that the numbers of elements inside. Like example like 5. Like this case, u here is equal to 34. Okay? So always remember, when we are filling up information into the diagram, we always fill in the intersections first. So here, look at here. 3 drink both coffee and tea. So this is tea, this is coffee. So which is total, which is drink both, which is 3. And the next one, 4 drink coffee. So in this region, drink coffee, it is have 4%. So however, we have 3 here already. So 3 plus 1 is equal to, in total, here, 4. So we write 1 here. Okay? Is it okay? Fine. Because there's 4 people drink coffee, so we put 1 here. And the next one, 19 drink tea. We said this whole region, there's 19 people drinking tea. Okay? However, there's 3 persons here already. So there's only 16% here. 16 plus 3, the whole thing is 19. Okay, that's the trick part that you need to be careful. And now, remember, in this universal set, each supposedly have 34 people. And since 16 are here, 3 are here, and 1 is here. So, this should be someone that doesn't like to drink coffee and tea, right? It should be outside, the region outside. So you must use 34 to minus 16 plus 3 plus 1. 16 plus 3, 19. 19 plus 1, 20. So 4 minus 0, 4. 3 minus 2, 1. So you know that there's 14% outside of A, T and C. Set T and set C. So, and the B question B asks, how many students do not drink coffee or tea? The answer is 14. 14. Because they are not in the region of T and C. Okay, so you just need to remember there's one equation that is important, but it's kind of logic, okay, that you can use in this form is here too. NA union B is equal to NA plus NB minus NA intersect B. It basically just means that the number of people in A and at B is equal to NA, the number in A, plus the minus in B, minus the person inside. Okay, let's try this case. Okay, NA union B, 16 plus 3 plus 1, which is 20. 20 is equal to 16, I mean NA, which is 19, plus NB, which is 4, minus the intersection, which is 3. So you can see 20 is equal to 19 plus 4 minus 3. So it will be 20. Exactly the same for this one. Okay, this is a tips for doing this also, and also for this question. Okay, so if you feel complicated, it's okay. I will try it with this question. Let's look at the question. Some of the result of the campus blood drive survey indicated that there's 490 students willing to donate blood, 340 students willing to serve a breakfast, and 120 students willing to donate blood donate blood, or serve breakfast. So how many students are willing to donate blood or serve breakfast? Oh, okay. Oh, remember this or actually is n. Just a mistake here. So we can see that 190 students willing to donate blood. 340 students willing to serve breakfast. And of course, there's 120 people willing to donate blood and serve breakfast. And now it's asking, how many people willing to donate blood or serve breakfast? We can do the exactly same thing as the previous question by drawing a Venn diagram. However, let's try this equation, okay? Here it says that NA union B is equal to NA plus NB minus NA intersect B. So basically you can understand as NB union S is equal to NB plus NS minus NB intersect S. For our case, B means blood, S means serve. So NB union S, union is or, which is what we want to find now. So it is equal to NB, the people that are willing to donate blood, plus NS, the people willing to serve, and minus the people that are willing to do both, 120. So by doing this, we know that the answer is 490 plus 340, which is 0, 3, 1, 4, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, and minus 120, which is 1, 7. So the answer here will be 710 students that is willing to donate blood or serve breakfast. And that's all for the performing a set operation. And if you are studying with me until part 5, you'll notice that we are finishing the basic set concepts. And the next video will be continuing for survey problems, which is the questions that will really coming up in the midterm or final exam. Okay? So take a rest and stay tuned for the next video. Thank you and God bless.